Hey there, Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! It is 7 o'clock on Wednesday. So I'm here live with you, ready to go. Today we are making a quick project for mom. This is also can be substituted for birthday. This can also be substituted for a quick little favor, all kinds of different things. So, shall I flip you around, get to going? Oh, and I have some sneak peeks, just FYI, for some upcoming things. So, I'm gonna flip you around. We're gonna get to going. Glad you're here. Hold on. So how's everybody doing tonight? Are you good? Trying to figure out where to put this so my phone does not turn off. And see if it's in the right place. Gotta love it, right? I think we're set. So, if you're joining me, please comment, say hello. Just getting things finished and set. We're almost there. Almost. So, get the computer set, ready to go. And hopefully y'all had fun with the riddles and the raffles and all the stuff for the open house. I really hope so. Hey Lise, how are you? So, let's see here. I'm going to straighten everything out and we're going to get to going because we're a tiny bit crooked. Just a little bit. Hey Iris, how are you? Are you back? So, all right. Well, while I'm waiting for people to come on for half a second, sorry, you saw the top of my head. All right, so there's a few things for tonight. So before I do the question of the day, I figured I would do these things. Oh, you're not back yet. Uh-oh. Got it. Maybe I shouldn't ask. It's probably been a long day. But it will be over, I promise. So, alright. So for tonight, I am raffling off, similar to last week, a sample pack of designer series paper. There's 4 or 5 different packs in there. So there you go. Let's see here. Let's open up the case. For next week, I will be showing you how to, if I could get it out, how to watercolor with no paintbrush. Okay, so that's next week. And for that, I'm going to be raffling off a brand new stamp set that's retired called Corner Bouquet because it goes into the technique that I'll be teaching. So there you go. So there's 1. 2. I thought you might want to see, because I did only partial pictures, so I thought you might want to see what we're making for the May craft class. Deadline for the May craft class, if you're coming to Thursday, the 12th, would be Monday the 9th. And then if you're coming on the 21st for the Saturday sessions, either one, then it will be the 18th for our reserve deadline. If you want it to go, then your reservation deadline is the 18th as well. So, all right, so beach theme. And yes, I know it retired, but I had to do one, right? So, I've had this idea in my head for a very long time. So, you know, it is what it is. So, water bottle holder. It'll come with the little sunscreen and the little tea thing. And that'll hang over a water bottle. And you'll get the water too. And then we've got nothing in the middle, so I won't open it. But just a really pretty card. like I said, I've had these in my head for a long time, so it is what it is. And then this one opens up like this and opens up like this. So that is class for May. Do I know what June's is going to be yet? No, not at all. I do know that I changed the product class. I didn't have really good feedback on that, so I changed it to a game day instead. So we're going to be doing, if I get enough people. Hey, Pen, how are you? If we get enough people, and I'm saying like 8, we'll do Yahtzee tournament, projects, lunch, prizes. That's the thing, okay? That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see how it comes together. I've got a couple people that have said, hey, I'll think about coming. I haven't put out an official invite, but it's Memorial Day weekend, so I didn't even know if anybody would be here. So that's the why. Okay? All right. So for tonight, like I said before, we're going to be raffling off our Designer Series paper sample pack. And we're going to be making this cute bag. So, here's, oh, hold on, I got to get a Sharpie. I forgot. We forgot to write. We forgot to write. All right. Let me scooch. Okay. So when you answer for question of the day, you're going to do prize, hashtag prize, space, and then your response. Okay. And then if you want to order, especially since the new catalog is out, this is N. Oh, yeah, it's not getting better. NC3 M3 2 M N. Oh my goodness. Okay, if I can write, it would be amazing. That is the host code, and that will be up until through the 15th. Okay? So for tonight, here's my question for you, the question of the day, right? What would you put in the bag? So, would it be candy? Would it be a tea bag and a bookmark and a, I don't know. I'm just asking. But what would you put in it? And who would it be? Maybe who would it be for? Would it be mom, or would it be birthday, or like what would you use it for? Not specifically who. So, hashtag prize. What would you put in the bag? And maybe what theme would you do? Let's say that. Okay? So this is what we're creating tonight. So we got some things to get done, don't we? Yes, we do. All right, so for tonight, if you are keeping up, good luck. No. Daffodil Stamps and Dies, 1/4 inch gold shimmer ribbon, obviously paper trimmer, double oval punch, Mango Melody is the color. If you want, you can also use Crushed Curry. You can also use Daffodil Delight. Daffodil Delight was a tiny bit too light for me. Thanks, Lise. Earrings for Mother's Day. Ah, for your mom. Got it. So this is perfect timing then. So bag's really easy to make. So, and I'll give you directions beyond, measurements, I should say, beyond. So, blending brush, Mango Melody, Daffodil, Stamps and Dies, gold ribbon, paper trimmer, double oval punch. I think that's it. Oh, and obviously white paper, right? Okay. So, got it. Blocks. Okay. We're good. So first we're going to put things to the side because I actually have to cut my paper. I figure you might want to see this start to finish instead of halfway done already. So here we go. The only thing I've already done, it's got some stuff on it, is I've done the base of the bag. And here's the why. Because I've made the base of the bag out of thick basic white cardstock instead of regular, because I wanted it to be a little more sturdy. I wanted the sides of it to be a little bit more flexible So I actually used regular white for that, but it's up to you on what you want to do, okay? Chocolates, but will they melt? That is the question. If you're going outside, yeah, probably, huh? So, all right, so if you are creating this, everything's white, okay? For the bag, this is the bag. This is the bag, not the insert and not the fronts and not the accents, okay? But the actual bag. So is 4 1/4 by 11, so basically a half sheet, and then you're gonna score it at 4 1/2 and 6 1/2. Okay, so basically what you want to do, you can do any size. So what you want to do is find your midpoint on your length, okay? Measure how wide you want it, and then if you want it 2 inches, or if you want it 2 inches, go an inch this way of center and an inch this way of center and do your scores, okay? It's just that simple. But for tonight, 4 1/4 by 11, scored it 4 1/2 and 6 1/2, and then folded up. Fairly simple. Fairly simple. So we're going to put that to the side. Now I'm going to grab my paper trimmer because I need it. And the rest is just basic white. So for the front, and I don't know if you can see these, but there's actually front, and I think I'm going to do these with dimensionals on the second one so you can really see it. But I did a front and a back so it didn't look so unfinished. So that is going to be, for the front and back, you need 2 pieces, 4 by 2 3/4. Okay, obviously if you change the measurements, you got to measure, but at least you have a clue on how to start. So if I can cut, it would be amazing. 4 by 2 3/4, and we're going to do this part twice. Okay, so question of the day, hashtag prize. Hey, birthday theme with money and candy for older kids. I knew it was going to be a money thing. It always is for you, Miss Pen. So, all right, so 2 3/4. So question of the day, if anybody has joined me since, what would you put in the bag that we're creating tonight? And what theme would it be? Okay, so 2 3/4. Do you know how hard it is to keep measuring and talking? Whew. I have a hard time sometimes. All right, so this looks about right for my scraps, so we're gonna leave that one. And then I need 2 pieces of 3 by 3 1/4. That's these side pieces here, okay? 3 by 3 1/4, so I'm gonna do the 3 1/4 first. Let's see, is this side 6? That side's more than 6, okay. I just wanna make sure if I had a short side. You don't wanna cut and then not be able to use it, right? So, I don't know how many times I've done that. Plenty, we'll just say. So, so this was 3, and then this is gonna be 3 1/4, okay? And this is going to be 3 1/4, okay? All right, and then I might save that for just in case. So, the 3 by 3 1/4, okay? You are going to score, not cut, score on all sides except for the top here, okay? And let's see. How tall is the top? Is it 3 1/4 or 3? Let me get my ruler instead. I'm trying to remember. Just so you can be accurate. 3, okay? So your long side gets scored, okay? So if that's the 3 side, you ready? That's up, right? Okay, so we're gonna score each of these at 1/2 inch. Why do I pick 1/2 inch? Because our adhesive is often just under 1/2 inch. It makes life so much simpler. Then you don't have stickies and gooeys everywhere. So you're obviously gonna not score the top because it doesn't attach to anything, right? So here's my 3-inch. 3 1/4 goes this way. So 3, oh, for heaven's sakes, tonight. Oh. It's so close that I cannot remember for some reason. All right, so 3 inches my height. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so 3 inches my height. So we're gonna start on this side, and then we're gonna do both sides. So we're gonna flip this completely around, and we're gonna do 1/2 inch, and we should be okay. And if I did it wrong, then the sides are just gonna be a different depth, and it'll be fine. So there we go. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snip off my corners. I don't know if you can see this or not, so I'm just going to, here we go. Here we go. Here's our lines. Of course, I picked a pen that doesn't work. Okay. Here's our lines. Here's our lines. Now this is on the bottom, so I have score lines on both sides. No, I'm not gonna, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit over, okay? And then I'm gonna cut a little bit over that edge so I don't have things gaping or bunching, okay? So we're gonna cut and we're gonna cut. All right, and then I gotta find my other piece. Here we go. And then we're going to cut. I think I'm gonna do same direction and same direction. Cut, cut. Get those corners off, okay? That way when you fold it, it's clean and it doesn't bunch up on you. So there's that. Let's see here. So now what I need is all the way on the bottom of the pile, of course, right? My tear and tape, because I want that to stick. I want it to stick. So while I'm doing this, I'm gonna put on all 3 sides, measure as good as I can, by eyeballing, of course, right? Because, hello, it wouldn't be me if I didn't eyeball. So I have to ask you guys, Joel's practicing right now. He's a professional bagpiper. Yes, really. And I have to ask you, can you barely hear it? Is it coming through or not? I'm just curious. Not that it bothers me, except I want to listen and not talk. So I was just curious if you could hear it at all. He's got some new reeds that are extremely loud, like bleed your ears if you're next to him kind of loud. So, all right, so I've got tear and tape on all my sides there, okay? So that's it. That's what holds this whole thing together, okay? So those are gonna go here. We're gonna do some blending brush here, and then I'm gonna punch this first. Okay, so for this handle, if you don't want to use the double oval punch because you're scared you're gonna punch, don't. It's just that simple. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna go down just before I start to see that cardstock come through again. Okay, that's why it's so close to the top. Because if I were to put it down further, I'd punch this hole too. And you can do that, but I just want that top one. So once that starts poking through, you want to bring it back up. You just want to be able to barely see it. Okay? And I'll leave those. I don't know if I'm going to need them or not. So there's that. And what I can do is build the sides, and then we can do the rest of it. All right, so I'm gonna grab my snips, of course. I'm gonna fold these first so they have some memory. It's really hard to fold something from scratch when you've already got the stickies going, right? So you just want to make sure that you've got a little bit of fold already done. So you can't hear him? Well, honey, you are more than welcome to come by. He often practices, and usually it's not a big deal, but some days it is, especially when he's done the same song 14 times. So, okay, so there's that one. We're going to put that to the side so we don't end up with putting my fingers in it and then it's stuck to something else, and you know how this game goes, right? So we're going to peel these up real quick. If you're having trouble peeling it, stick your finger down. The warmth of your finger will make that stick where you want it to, and then you'll be able to peel up real easy. But that happens a lot more in winter time. All right, so in theory, this should be the same width. If it's not perfect, trim it, do whatever you need to do, okay? I want mine to hang over just a touch. So we're gonna do that, okay? And I'm going to do my other bottom before I do anything else. I trimmed this one a little bit better. The other one is hanging over a little, but yeah, you know, whatever. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring one side up and then one side up. So, because these two are gonna kind of go together, right? So we're gonna keep this level, and here's the why. Because if you keep it level, at least you won't have to worry about if the bottom is square or not. So you're gonna attach and attach, and then you're going to, so it's almost like a box instead of a bag. I got my finger stuck in that. I knew I would. Eventually, it always happens. So you want to start kind of from the bottom so you don't have bunches. If you're going to estimate badly, overestimate. And what I mean by that is have your front, your bag, go over so your insert kind of pokes in, okay? Don't have your insert hanging way over and that's all you see. So there's your box bag, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to get to going on all the other pieces. So I'm going to open my ink. This is Mango Melody. Got my blending brush. So I am creating my yellow and my yellow here. Can you do it on the bag? Yeah. But did I like the look of it better? Yes. Absolutely. So when you're doing the blending brushes, for one, you don't want to always start on the same side, because for me, mine's always heavier on the side I start with. And then you don't want to start right on the paper. You want to start about one swirl before you do, if that makes sense to you. So there's my yellow. Okay. And as you can see, it's yellow, right? So there we go. All right, so we're going to do this other one. Start from the other side. Start from the other side. Obviously, you could turn the paper if you want. If you wanted to write on this, you might want to do it before you attach, but I don't know what I want to write on it, so that's just how it goes. So I'm going to grab my adhesive. I'm using dimensionals this time instead of, I only got one comb left, so what I'm going to do is use these borders instead. It'll be perfect, because then I can just go like this. The only thing is you want to pay attention to where you're putting these, because when you're doing all your other pieces, you don't want dimensional stacked on top of each other, because then it's so high that it looks kind of weird. Okay, you want to make sure that things are not stacked on top of each other. So then it gives natural dimension instead of just almost like a teeter-totter, right? So you want to pay attention to that. All right, one left. We'll see if we finish it tonight, right? Okay, so now we're peeling these guys off. Makes it so easy when they're like that. Ah, I dented my corner, bummer. Okay, push. And then depending on which swirl pattern you like better, might be the one that's the front or the back. It's just up to you on what you do, okay? So we've got here, try to be even with what you did on the other side. So those are my panels, okay? And if you wanted to do panels on the side, you could do that too, but I'm not going for all yellow, okay? So now what I'm gonna do, grabbing my pieces and parts here, opening my ink back up. So I've already got my blocks out, and I've got my, ooh, that's not a big enough block. Where's my other one? Okay. Not a problem. Okay, so we've got that. No more Easter blessings. We're now doing Mother's Day, right? So we're going to put that there. And then we need a butterfly. So we're going to put that there. And then this is going to come together really, really quick. And it'll be great. Everything's got a die cut except for the words. So I'm just going to put in the middle there. There we go. So the words do not have a die cut, and that is okay. I will cut those out super quick just with the scissors, snips. Okay, so there's my stuff. You're like, but hey, it's colored, right? Yeah, it really is. So I'm gonna dip my block into the ink. As much as you can, keep your pens, including your blenders, off of your ink pads, okay? So always make sure they're clean. And for me, I'm gonna see if I can just float enough ink, but I've got my block as backup just in case I want some darker spots. But usually I can pull enough ink here, but I do want my edge to be just a tiny bit darker. So there's my butterfly. See how my edge is just a smidge darker? Can you see that? So depending on where you're coloring or how the light's hitting it, or you know, any of that kind of stuff, go for it, right? All right, so if you wanted to color green, yellow, white, you know, all that fun stuff, feel free. But I'm kind of going for the all yellow kind of thing tonight. So we're just going to give this a very quick color. Ooh, I don't have anything going in there. Let's throw some ink in there. I must not have hit the edge. That doesn't seem to be as much of a problem. You do want to be careful with the basic white. It's not intended for a watercolor. So you want to be a little quick so that way the paper doesn't kind of fall apart on you. But you can do it fairly quickly and it'll be fine. Just don't go over it, you know, a bunch of times, because then that's when you start getting into trouble with your paper piddling on you. Almost done. So this is just super quick, pretty easy. What do y'all think? Do you prefer this or watercolor pencils, or what's your coloring instrument of choice? For me as a kid, it was, oh my gosh, the crayon pack with the sharpener in the back was like the king, right? So, all right, so that's all done. You just want to clean that off, rinse it, you know, just like with your stamps, so not a problem. And then I'm just gonna snip this off real quick. And we're just gonna run this around really fast. And then the other ones, I'll pull the machine up and run those through. So next week we're gonna watercolor with no brush. Just a spritzer tube and a couple of markers, believe it or not. So there's that. I was pulling my, hold on. Ugh. I was pulling my stuff out of the cabinet and realized that I had not used flowing flowers yet. I got something stuck in there. Okay, I had not used flowing flowers yet, which is a stamp set. And so I was like, huh, I need to use that. So hence next week's thing. So let's see here. That is not the right one. Let's see. I got them on the back here. Let's pull these guys out. So we've got butterfly. One thing to note when you are doing your die cuts, try to not, if you've got a long piece, try to not do it this way. Try to have the narrow way going through. It will make for a better cut because your pressure will be distributed a little bit better and it won't go clunk through the machine. If you need a post-it note, feel free. I have not tried the new masking paper, and actually I forgot to order it, so it's on my list now. You like the alcohols? Yeah. I have not perfected the alcohol yet, I will be honest with you. And I don't use them often enough, and a lot of times they spray me when I open them. So it is what it is. I tend to be a watercolor pencil or just a quick blender because I don't tend to think about coloring all that much. But all right, so let's pull these off of here. I got some stickies or something. Gee, what a surprise, huh? So I've got my butterfly. That looks good. And then I've got my singular daffodil. That looks good. So now, and my Mother's Day. So now I gotta figure out, I want my ding corner in the back. It's just that simple, huh? So now I am going to get one and then find some more dots, some more dimensionals. All right, so I'm gonna put one there and put one here. That I think I need the minis for. And that one I'm gonna put 2 on. Where's my minis? My minis. That butterfly deserves some minis. So we're gonna put those on the wings and hopefully pop those wings out a bit. All right, and then we'll have this all together. So, alrighty, let's see. So I don't want this covering up the hole too much, but I also don't want it dragging. So you just gotta kind of make sure you do things the way you need them to, right? And then we gotta put the words down because the butterfly has to fly. It's just that simple. Can't have a butterfly on the ground, right? All right, so we've got here, and what do y'all think? Do you like? Not too hard, right? And then you fill your stuff in there, put shreds in there if you want, you know, it's up to you on what you do. And then grab, let's see, wait, somebody's gonna ask me how long this was. I think it was like it's over 20 inches, but honestly, you could go with a lot less. You could do about 14, 12 to 14. Just depends on if you're doing a bow or not, you know, if you're doing a tag also. All those fun things. Just really depends. Okay, so there's my, ooh, I bent that. I need to have my bow straight. Can't have a crooked bow to start out with, at least. It might finish that way, but okay, now I could do a little bit of trimming because obviously I don't want this dragging down there. Ooh, time to sharpen the scissors, it looks like. Okay, so yeah, probably, let's see, about 8 inches too long. So yeah, about 12, 14 inches is what you're looking at. So there you go. There's our infamous bag. What do y'all think? Do you like? I have a piece of paper. Okay, so 1 sheet of paper and you got the whole project done. So, alrighty. So, everybody that wants the prize for tonight. So the ribbon is the 1/4 inch gold shimmer ribbon. It's carrying over to the new catalog, so it still is around if you're wondering. I use that ribbon for everything. It ties gorgeous. So, if that's such a word. Alright, so for our random picker, number of names to pick, 1. So we've got Lisa Hall, we've got Miss Iris. I know we have Penny. Is that it for tonight? All right. So Miss Cheryl's on vacation, so I don't have a drum roll. So drum roll. There we go. I know, it's so sad, huh? I rely on her. Miss Lise, you won the sampler. Congratulations, honey. I will put it in with your order when it comes in and get it to you. Unless you need it sooner, let me know. So, okay. So without anything else, let's see. Elise won the prize. Next week's will be watercolor with no paintbrush. And I showed you what the craft class is. Let me know if you're coming, especially Thursday because the deadline's Monday. And I think that's all for tonight. Follow me, stampingwithjohnny.com, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.